Hello. So this is my first foray into YouTube, and I just want to give a little bit of an idea of who I am, where I'm based, and what I'm going to be up to, and sort of my journey really from a traditional corporate role in construction as a project manager into a role as a property developer. I'm going to share hopefully a bit of value about sort of what I found along the journey and lessons I'm sort of learning, and hopefully I can help you along in your own journey in one way or another. So who am I? So my name is Dean. I'm based down in Torquay in South Devon. I've been down here for pretty much my whole life. I was previously working in Exeter as a senior project manager, so overseeing projects from a consultancy point of view. So basically representing the client. So the client, the person, i.e. that has the money, that has the spend. So I would oversee the budget, I would oversee the risk, I would oversee the program, etc., etc. So I basically attended some property training, so with a company called Paul McFadden Wealth back in 2019. I continued with my job for approximately a year after that. And we basically got to a stage where I'd become probably slightly unhappy in my job. I didn't not enjoy the job, but I just wasn't as happy as I once was in it. So I started looking for other ways to ultimately create wealth and to replace my income. So the defining point for me was, sure, obviously for all of us, it was quite a challenging period. But it was one day when my son, who was only 5 at the time, came up to me and said, "Have you got some time to spend with me today, Daddy?" It just hit me, but I think my response almost took me back a little bit further. I said, "I'm sorry, mate, I haven't today," and it just really. I sat awake that night thinking, if I haven't got time for my 5-year-old son, what am I really doing? Like, what am I doing here? What's my purpose? And I wasn't pursuing my values. I'd very much describe myself as a family man. I enjoy, spend a lot of time with them and working, they are my purpose. So when I sat awake that night thinking, what am I doing this for? If it's not for my son, it's not for my family, I need to make a change. So it was that moment that I decided that the corporate world was no longer for me, and I was going to leave my job. So the next day I phoned my director and said, basically, I'm all done. And that was it. So I took the leap in about July 2020, was my final day working for a construction consultancy. And I went into the world of property investing and property development. So what I'm going to do is that's just sort of a brief intro to me today. But what I'm going to do is release weekly videos. So you can follow me on Facebook, you can follow me on LinkedIn. So Dean Kelly, MCIOB. I'm a chartered member of I'm a member of the Chartered Institute of Building. So I've still got sort of close ties. Really enjoy that element. But that's how you'll find me, Dean Kelly, MCIOB on LinkedIn. You can follow my journey as well. Ultimately, I'll be sharing the same, experience that I'm having, both good and bad, because I would be lying if I came on and told you that all of this journey has been incredibly smooth. Ultimately, I was receiving what was an okay salary, and then I went into property investing, and obviously it dropped off. I wasn't getting that monthly salary. However, I quickly came across a flip. So I went from a monthly salary, obviously dropped down, and then an amount of money landed in my bank, and that's where it all started to become a little bit more real then, that actually, I'd taken this leap, I'd taken this jump, and this is where I was going. So it was that newfound excitement. So yeah, along this journey, I'm going to share the good, the bad, and the ugly. What I'd also like to really do is answer some of the questions that you have. Some common questions that I get are around, how did you take the leap? What made you take the leap? So obviously I've answered them too today, but it's also going to be around what strategies I use. Without going too deep into one today, I've actually got a project on the go at the moment where I don't own the property. I haven't put any money into the property, but I'm actually flipping the property. So, 2 years ago, that just wouldn't have sounded possible to me, but it's a creative strategy that I've been taught and that I am implementing. So I hope to share some value. Any questions that you've got, please feel free to message me, comment on this video. If you like and subscribe, you can see when my next videos will be, but I'm looking to put out at least one a week. But if I get enough questions, I'll look to get some out in the midterm, and as I say, anything that I can do to help you along on your own property journey, I will do. So hope to catch you soon. Bye bye.